Hello hunters, Kristen for guns.com. I'm out here in my woods getting ready for the fall hunting seasons that are coming up. Whitetail, bear, and all your big game seasons are right around the corner. And what better way to prepare than getting the trail cameras out in your woods to pattern your animals and be prepared for a successful hunt. Join me as we head out into my woods today to get 5 tips and tactics on getting your trail cameras in the right spots and ultimately getting the most out of your trail cameras and the most out of your hunt. Oh, hey man, I'm just going out to my favorite deer spot here to put up some trail cameras. I gotta let you go and call you back in a little bit. Now that's what you don't want to do. Tip number 1 is to keep stealth on your side. Don't be banging on pots and pans and talking on your phone and wearing the clothes you came from work with. We can use scent control, we can use quiet, we can be stealthy the same way we would when we're hunting, when we're putting up and checking our trail cameras. Part of being stealthy is moving quietly, using this time to observe the wildlife, scout your area out while you're moving around, take your time, but also being mindful of your scent control. I'm a big fan of the scent capture line of products, so before I even head out to the woods, I'm going to get out of my truck and spray myself down. You don't necessarily have to be wearing your hunting camo. Sometimes I like to do that just so I know if I have any issues with my camo, things that make noise. But I'm going to be mindful of the scent that I'm taking with me to the hot spot where I'm putting that camera. Now I'm not talking about gambling here when I say go on the over or under, but I'm talking about trail camera positioning. And that means getting that camera out of the deer's line of sight and going high or going low. In this case, we have some brush piles here that let us get up higher on the tree. So you'll see my camera positioned up about as high as I can reach and angling down. Or if that's not an option, you can come back in and go with a lower position camera. When we're placing trail cameras, no matter what kind of black flash, infrared flash, no flash, hidden flash that you have, or James Bond kind of flash, somehow you always seem to get plenty of pictures of the game looking right at the lens of the camera. So when you get that camera down lower, out of the line of sight, you're going to find that you get more natural pictures and you spook less game. So I'm coming down low here, just so I'm out of the way with the brush, and I'll angle up slightly. I can use a stick to prop up that camera if I need to, but you're going to find really interesting pictures and less spooky game. I'm going to get my lower camera set up here. I'll use a stick to my advantage to prop this up a little bit. I'm getting the right angle where I know deer are going to be passing into my food plot, and we'll just get set up here. Oh, I want to get this up just as high as I can here, out of the reach of other passers-by if they happen to be trespassing and out of the line of sight of my game. Now I'm as much a believer in meat hunting as I am trophy hunting, but tip number 3 is one for the hunters that are out for that big buck or that trophy animal. That wily buck is not always going to be walking by your deer stand or through your food plot where you have that number 1 trail camera placed. So a lot of times we want to look at alternate locations where we're going to catch those wily animals moving from one location to another. I know I have a heavily traveled trail behind me with some lesser trails branching off. I have a water source out here to my right, so I'm going to take a couple more cameras and place them in those locations, and I'll know where that animal is moving and when. Is he coming into my location, or do I need to consider moving my stand? Tip number 4 is when I'm moving into my hot spots is to really use trail cameras more sparingly there. Now I have an area in here with my little food plot where I know I've seen big bucks moving, and I have some rubs, a small rub on a tree here from a buck. So when I place my trail cameras here, I don't want to be coming in here every couple days or even every week to check them. So either leave them and let them sit for a while, check them every couple weeks, or go to the new wireless cameras that'll send the images directly to your cell phone or computer. But the main idea is don't spook those bucks that are feeling comfortable in your hot spot that you want to be in on opening day. My 5th and final tip to get the most out of your hunt is to protect the hunt. And that can be from trespassers or from predator animals that are disturbing your area or your trail camera. In this case, we have both. I have a rowdy little bear that's been coming down and busting up trail cameras, and I also have a neighbor or somebody coming in. I see 4-wheeler tracks in my hunting lease here that are not from me. So I want to know what's doing this. So I have my Cuddy back camera and also a Cuddy safe, which is this steel box that you can mount with a cable lock with a padlock on here to protect that camera, which is especially useful in bear country to get that camera protected. Also, something else to consider, you want to conceal the camera. If it's still an issue, consider using a cheaper camera or one that doesn't even work in the location that's getting hit, and then have a secondary camera that you've hidden maybe down low or up high, also in something like a bear box that's watching that first camera to find out your trouble areas. Thanks for joining us out here in the field for 5 tips and tricks for setting up the successful trail cameras for your hunt this fall. I have my favorite cutty-back and Bushnell cameras that I'm going to get in position when we finish up here. I'll share some of my favorite pictures with you, but head on over to guns.com, give us a like, share, and a subscribe, and leave some of your favorite trail camera pictures in the comments for us to see.